How should I love my wife? As Christ loved the church. Boy, that's a shakedown. That's one of the most, that's one of the most gigantic scriptures in all of the Bible for men. Because it's such an seemingly unreasonable, unreachable, unattainable goal to love my wife like Christ loves the church. And I believe it's meant to be that way because it's an ever-going thing. Love your wife like this. Be reminded, what did Christ do for the church? He came for the church, sought after the church, taught the church, lived for the church, died for the church, rose for the church, forgives the church, all of these things. I'm supposed to treat my wife like that. And it also shows how much value and respect that God has for women, for our wives. That as a man, I ought to love her in that capacity. And when you think about it in terms of that, now when the young man is about to get married, now you present that scripture in front of him. Are you willing to teach your wife? In order to teach your wife, you need to know more than your wife. So if you don't know more than your wife, you need to go learn something, then bring it back and teach your wife. You need to love your wife. Your wife. And Christ is only committed to one church. Oh man. Christ is only committed to one church. He's not having, those Diddy specials offs with multiple women. Christ is not messing with men. He says to love your wife the way that I love the church. When is the last time you forgave your wife? When is the last time that you had conversations with your wife? Because we listen to the narrative of the mainstream media and says that these women are just women. They're just beings out there, beings out there just doing and going and whatnot. But God says to love this woman, love this wife in this type of way. Put a whole nother perspective on it. So when you get married, when you're trying to marry young men, they look at it in those terms and things change. Because that's the standard. And if you can't live up to the standard, you don't agree with the standard or don't like the standard, I understand. Stay single. Because as a husband, as a man, as a leader, as a head, as a provisioner, as the authority, as the one who's claiming to be king and ruler of the house and all, you need to do all of these things and be all of this thing for this woman. This is the language of kings.